All right, good afternoon and welcome back to our channel Princess Hits. We thank you for holding by, and it's a good news that is still coming on the lee of our expectations. This is coming actually from the county director, but through his media aide, Simeon Idachaba, and he has said something again of manifest reference for us to be able to hold on to these words of prophecies and promises that is coming across our path at these trying times. It's very important that you also understand that sometimes, well, I am an Lord in majority of other times, but then sometimes the words of the media aid could also mean the word of the sender. All right, just like we are here and we are representatives of Christ, there are things we'll say here that heaven confirms. I hope you know that. So we have, I'm going to read up to you a message sent from the county director, Apostle Professor Ken Nwakawa, but sent through his media aid. Today is the 22nd of May, 2025. And on this wise, he wrote something this morning, and these were his words. This is coming from the office of the National Secretary, Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Foundation. My dearest, esteemed, wonderful members of the Grant community in Nigeria, greetings. I write to greet you today after a while. I feel obligated to reach out to you with words of encouragement and appreciation. To you, our amazing followers, you have stayed strong, resilient, and unwavering in your love and support. And I must say, they meant the world to me. And I say to you today that your kindness and encouragement have been the driving force behind where we are today and what God is doing at this crucial point. Permit me to say that you do not need to be anxious and troubled at this point. Be at rest and in the mood of thanksgiving to God for not letting you down, as I will be coming your way any moment from now with words of joy and peace that you have been waiting for. God bless you richly. From Simeon Idachaba, the National Secretary of the Sanctuary World Multipurpose Foundation, and this is for Apostle Ken Nwakawa. Yes, and I'm poised to bring out some key takeaways actually from this particular submission, which we might not really take some cognizance to, and I want to draw our salient attention to them because they are very, very sacrosanct and important. One of them is assurance. It's a takeaway from that word, assurance. Now, I need you to know that assurance is the calm, steady voice that says, we have not forgotten you. We are still here. It is vital to reaffirm that this process is not a forgotten promise, but it's a walk in motion. And the message assures the community, the grand ecosystem, that their sacrifices are not wasted. Yes. So assurance builds emotional security within us that while timeliness may shift, the end goal remains intact and God's plan is still unfolding. So that's a very important takeaway from that particular submission, is assurance. Assurance that there is a remembrance that we are not forgotten after all, that they are still there and they're working to agree to God. Then another takeaway that I got from that particular submission is divine timing. Now follow me very well. I'm trying to bring out some massivity of what possibly you might just have glossed or glided over and just think, well, it's another word that, why didn't it come out? Anybody could write an epistle I'll just write something and put an appendage there and say, well, it's from the county director. But listen close. What I am envisaging is not what you actually envisaged. I saw divine timing in that message. In other words, there is a time for everything under heaven. And the delays that we often find so painful may actually be divine orchestration after all. That is to say that God's silence is not a verdict for denial. No, it is sometimes a necessary part of preparation that we ignore. Divine timing has come to remind me many times that no matter how long it takes, no matter how long it persists, what is from God will not be late. Why? Because God is never late. Yes, God is never late. It is only Jesus Christ that never has a late behind his name. Why? Because his bones are not in the grave anymore. He resurrected gallantly on the third day. So there is nothing like late Jesus. Every other person who have died in time over years have their name been appellated with lateness. Late Yaradua, late Abacha, late Awolowo, and late of the late of the late and late and late and late, or everything late, as long as they die. But only Jesus, who died and resurrected on the third day, there is nothing like late Jesus. And what is from God can never be late. So this message, to me, encourages people to trust that the delay has purpose, and that when the manifestation arrives, it would be glorious and it will worth the wait. I am so positive about that. I'm so positive about that. That's the second takeaway I had from that message. The third takeaway that I got from that message. Now listen to me. There was the third takeaway which I got from that message, and that was thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving in the waiting season is a powerful act of faith. If you don't know that, know it today. Thanksgiving in the waiting, especially in a season of waiting, is a powerful act of faith. In other words, to be thankful before receiving anything at all is to tell heaven, I trust you. Maybe some of you are not in a revelation of what I'm having, and so possibly what I'm saying might not mean so much to certain people, but I want to believe to certain people it will mean a lot. To be thankful before receiving anything at all is to tell heaven, I trust you. And that message challenges the community also to switch their mindset from anxiety now to gratitude, to praise God in advance for what is coming. Gratitude has a way of shifting the atmosphere. It opens doors. It aligns your heart. It shows God that we believe his promise, even when we don't see yet the outcome of it. That's what gratitude does. Gratitude is an act of thanksgiving. So that was another key point, takeaway from that message. I saw another key takeaway from that message. It might be so small, it's almost like just a 3-minute delivery, but I saw a lot of things there. I saw another key takeaway from that message, which was imminent breakthrough. You go and listen to that message over and over again. You will see that these key takeaways I'm bringing out, they were actually part of this message, but they were not just taken into account. I saw imminent breakthrough. What's like any moment from now. They are not just thrown in casually. What's like any moment from now. They are not words that are just thrown into the air. They are declarations. They are signals of divine interventions. I believe that. So the message is building our anticipation and positions the community to receive with joy, not fear. So the use of such phrases as any moment from now is a reminder that seasons do shift. And even the longest wait has an expiration date. Yes. So I believe personally that my breakthrough is not just near, it is certain. It is certain. So that was another key takeaway that I got from that message. I got another one. I don't know whether you're getting what I'm getting. I got another key takeaway from there, and that is the leadership presence. The personal voice of Simeon Idachaba as the National Secretary matters. It does matter. It's not just a title. It is a mantle of responsibility. Yes. So that message reminds people that leadership is not hiding. They are present. They are aware. They are walking alongside the people they serve. They are representing Apostle Professor Ken, which gives that spiritual organizational weight to the words, which shows that the foundation is standing unitedly in vision and in heart. Yes, to me it's a key takeaway. I got another key takeaway from there. You see, this man is always getting key takeaway. I got another key takeaway from there, and that is what? Divine purpose. I agree that ultimately this entire journey is not just about grants or money alone. It's about purpose. There is a bigger picture at play here, and God is doing something with this community that goes beyond material gain. There is a spiritual awakening, a test of your character. Yes, a spiritual awakening. It has really besieged every one of us within this ecosystem, but it is a test of your character. It's a foundation that has been laid for something even greater than you could ever think. The delays are shaping hearts and preparing vessels. The message is inviting people to see this as more than a transaction that ensues between the initiative of Sanctuary Wealth and every other person that is expecting a grant. It is a transformation. It is a transformation. I say that again. It's a transformation. I got another takeaway from there, and that is encouragement. People need more than facts. They need strength that is poured into their hearts. And this encouragement is the emotional oxygen. I see the encouragement here as an oxygen that allows people to keep going, telling someone not to give up, to remain in the spirit of thanksgiving, to believe that joy is near. These are the cliches that you need to get. They are reminders that every leadership understands the toll this journey has taken on people. Encouragement has a way it uplifts and inspires when energy is low and questions from every quarter remains unanswered. So this community is held together not just by promises, but by a shared belief in a higher purpose. The belief that God is involved, that this is not just another scheme, and the light will shine at the end of the tunnel. So faith is what keeps people walking up every morning and hoping for good news. This message has reinforced the idea that even in silence, God is not absent. Hope is not denial of reality. No, it is the courage. It is the courage to expect a better destiny despite all that we have experienced in time and despite the reality that is facing us. Be resilient. Be resilient. In fact, be resilient in quiet strength of waiting without giving up. Many people in the community, to say the fact, have faced financial distresses. Some of them have faced emotional fatigue and also discouragement from others. Yet, they have chosen to stay the course. They have honored this resilience means that they have acknowledged the battles that people fight in silence, the bills that are unpaid, the family members who ask questions, the mockery that was endured. It is not weakness to admit it has been heard. No, it is not weakness at all. It is power to know you stood firm regardless. Their resilience is the backbone of this mission. Yes. So I want to say this on a final note. Gratitude. Gratitude. It is more than just saying thank you. It's a deep acknowledgement of the emotional, of the spiritual, and psychological sacrifices that people have made. The message that was sent this afternoon is also recognizing the heartfelt support of followers who, despite the delay and silence, they have chosen to keep believing on. Expressing this gratitude with sincerity affirms that their humanity and reassures this humanity within them is a reassurance that their efforts, you and I, our efforts have not gone unnoticed. Gratitude has a way of building trust. It shows also that this leadership, the presence, is humbling everyone by their endurances. So, take away these key takeaways. They are words that are built on emotional and spiritual depth. And this can serve, I believe, as a powerful foundation for a longer message into our heart, our sermon, our speeches, or a formal update for every one of us. Thank you very much. It's as good as though the country director has spoken to us. I take that like that. So please, take this word of assurances as the words that Apostle Ken has spoken again. It shall be well with us. Good night and God bless you. In expectation still. Thank you.